Last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you'll love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it. Others don't.
Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange home gain gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's HomeGain.com. HomeGain.com. Check them out today.
You've got it. You've got it. This transmission is coming to you.
Waging war on corruption.
All right, you want to go?
It's Alex Jones, coming to you live from the front lines of the InfoWar.
We are go. We're going to open the phones up on the attack on the Second Amendment, the attack on Arizona, what's happening with the economy, the Nightline hit piece on myself that many of you saw last night or that I analyzed in the first hour. Bob Chapman joins us every Friday in the third hour from the internationalforecaster.com. Again, I'm Alex Jones with Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. And I haven't even really gotten into all the news yet. There is just masses of it out there that we're going to be breaking down with Bob Chapman. But, Bob, I know you were on hold for a little bit of that tail end of that interview, dealing with Obama on record sending the Justice Department in with illegal aliens who are given driver's license and go into gun shops, fill out fake forms, and then they bust the gun shop when they didn't know. Or they're going into gun shows where legal private sellers, can't be gun dealers, but can sell their private collections, buy, sell, and trade. They're busting them for really non-issues. And we were just covering that. I mean, this is so incredibly corrupt.
Well, it's the kind of thing that you would expect from these people, and it's probably going to continue until we can find a way to stop them from doing it. And quite frankly, I don't know that way. I'm not an attorney, and I just don't have an answer for it. But, you know, it was a long time coming. They're going to do everything possible to do what they can do to try to, as the gentleman said, intimidate people into not having weapons. And you could get back to the 1968 legislation, which he said a lot of wasn't implemented, which is true. And, you know, I was big in guns in those days, and so I know, you know, lots about it, and a lot of people rushed to buy all kinds of different things before they had the law so they wouldn't have to sign for anything, et cetera. But it's going to be relentless. And as long as Americans have weapons, they cannot implement what they want on the people of the United States. You know, as you said, in reference to the foreign doctor, foreigners are used to not having weapons, and so their mindset is totally different. And
well, yeah, I mean, a lot of their religions, and by religion I mean their culture, and it's in areas of Europe, it's in Asia, it's everywhere, is bootlicking. The religion is bootlicking and being upset by slaves owning guns. And in slave cultures, in dominated, oppressed cultures, the commoners aren't allowed to have weapons. It's that simple.
That's right. Whether it's pikes or swords or crossbows or machine guns. And this is that mindset. And that mindset allows the Illuminists of the world to control people. And it's a very good point because, you know, if they don't have any weapons, they can howl all they want, and we can shoot a few of them, and they'll shut up.
Absolutely.
That's the concept.
But the truth is, with a highly motivated population, if it ever goes to that, which I pray it doesn't, you can get all the guns you want with a knife.
Yes.
So there is total resistance. Nothing can stop you if you're motivated. Go ahead.
That's right. You're absolutely correct. And I think, and I don't think people realize this, I believe that the military is going to be a big plus for the American people. I don't think they're going to blindly follow.
By the way, you're always saying that, and I more and more agree with you, Bob. I mean, this isn't bragging. It actually kind of freaks me out. But everywhere I go, military stop me. Everywhere I go, police will pull up or come out of a coffee shop. Everywhere, in other cities now. And they are listening, and they know it's true because they're living it, they're experiencing it, and they are really waking up right now.
Well, I'll tell you, I got a little story to tell you. I do a program I have for about 6 years or so, and it's called the Marine Disquisition every Thursday. And it goes out to military people, retired and active all over the world, and particularly people in the Marines and in the Navy, although many others listen, including people in Washington and the State Department, et cetera. And anyway, I had received a letter from a subscriber in Greece who said his brother attended a wedding and on one of the islands. And the wedding was attended by some wealthy industrialists of one form or another, very successful people who are probably very well thought of in Greece. And he was told that on September the 20th, or before the end of the month, they expected a change in the Greek government. And I mentioned it on that Marine program. And I no sooner got that out of my mouth when an email came in from one of the people who is a guard in Athens at the embassy. And he says, you're absolutely right. He says, we're on pins and needles. We've been put on alert. They expect a coup, and we hope it's bloodless. And what do you think of that?
Well, you've got a lot of good sources, and we'll find out. So you're saying the word is, now is this going to be a change of government against the bankers raping Greece, or is it going to be worse?
Number one, it's against the bankers. And it's against Papandreou, who's an alumnus of Bilderberger, and they want him out of there. And they know what he is.
Yeah, the Greeks have been taken over by the Nazis and many others. They're fiercely independent, smart, patriotic people. And they know they're going into bondage, and 600 of their islands are being handed over to bankers privately. They're saying, well, Goldman Sachs owns this much. We're going to give all their top bankers their own private islands. That's mainstream London Telegraph and BBC, but they report it like it's good. And they're taking over their entire infrastructure, and the people see their entire country being given to the banker criminals that came in a decade ago and took over their government and signed them on to all this. And that's amazing information, Bob.
Well, I hope it's right, and I hope they do it, and I think they will. I know you were on the radio and TV over there, and I was as well. And what I told them was this. Number one, you get out of the euro. It's too expensive for you. Number two, you default on your debt. The bankers made the money up out of thin air, and they should have never made the loans in the first place because they knew the financial and economic situation in Greece for many years. Number three, go back to the drachma and make sure it's nominally or undervalued so that you can compete with your exports and you'll have all kinds of tourists coming to Greece because it'll be an inexpensive destination. And leave the Eurozone.
And the bankers are going to try to punish them, and it's going to be painful, but it's going to be a more painful road to submit to them.
Submission means 30 to 50 years of absolute bondage. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if you saw this in the news in Romania, we'll call him the PM, said and implemented all kinds of austerity things, and the people are ready to throw him out of office. And, of course, the loans to the same bankers. And let me put it this way. If Greece gets rid of Papandreou and says to the bankers, no, we're not going to pay you, and they put other people in government, and I'm sure they want a bloodless change. If that happens, it'll happen all over Europe.
That's right. And people are like, well, why do I care about Iceland or Greece? Because as they go, so goes the rest of the planet.
Well, you can start off with the Irish are furious. Anglo-Irish Bank comes back yesterday. They wanted almost enough money, which is equal to the revenue that they take in Ireland. I mean, to stay alive, to stay in business. And the people are getting furious there. Once the Spanish wake up, all hell will break loose. The Portuguese are a little bit different. I've lived in those countries, so I know what the temperaments are. And in Italy, once the buttons push, they'll go bananas. They're very nervous people, let's put it that way. And then that'll spread to Eastern Europe, which is already in dire straits, which is... Why don't
Americans... I mean, Americans are getting angry, but we were always known as the most explosive, aggressive, violent... greedy to defend our freedom. Why are we so submissive? The TV, the fluoride, the drugs, the brainwashing. We are literally in a coma, but we're starting to come out of that coma.
You're absolutely right. We are. And, you know, you're not going to convince everybody. And you don't have to. All you have to do is inform 15 to 20% of the people who are intelligent, who are willing to go forward and say, no, I'm not going to do that, or I'm not going to take that. And at some point in time, that will come to the fore. But in the meantime, they get educated. And then when we get there, what drives people, just like it drives armies, is their belly. And if they're not getting fed, they get to be very ornery, no matter what kind of citizens they are in what country. And so I believe that when unemployment, loss of homes, cars, job, living under the bridge, when you get enough people doing that, then the government's got problems. And I do not think the American military will come in and take illegal orders from a non-citizen who says he's president of the United States and go around and round people up or shoot them.
Now, that's the key. That's the key. So what does the John Warner Defense Authorization Act state? What does the Brigade Homeland state? They know that once that starts, true leaders will arise for either, good patriotic reasons, or they'll see which way the wind's blowing and want power. They openly say they're going to move to block governors, even remove governors, claim that they speak for the states at the federal level because of the Governor's Council, and they're going to move and assassinate or attempt to assassinate governors and legislative leaders that lead the charge out of this coming dark age. Let's talk about that, Bob, when we come back. Then we're going to phone calls, 800-259-9231. I'm Alex Jones. This is the GCN Radio Network. Don't forget the great news site, GCNlive.com.
Is your debt problem a ticking time bomb?